hmm the E and O insurance, errors and omissions insurance, insurance. Yeah. As a life insurance salesman, I did have some life insurance. Yes. I did have life insurance and I did have E&O insurance. Now, as I was telling you about this little bird that I was looking at this morning, yeah, sitting right there on the fence, which seems that nobody wants to do what the law requires. Now, some of the individuals that were at the Bilderberger, yeah, seems like they're involved in the insurance industry. Maybe I should look at the E&O insurance of every insurance agent and all insurance brokerages throughout the world. Now, it's probably one of these where you get an invitation to go to these meetings as if I'm feeling left out for not being invited. But let's say that you're one of these attorneys in another nation, maybe Europe, for example. Could you get me the malpractice insurance of all of those that are attorneys in other nations? And then, as a judge, you're employed in various courts throughout the world. And if you have knowledge of a crime, sheriff, yes, a lot of these agreements are binding on judges in every nation of the world. Now, it seems mean for me to want to sue for the actual malpractice insurance, yes. And then the errors and omissions, ooch, the liability insurance. you know, I'm going to, sheriff, it seems mean to sue attorneys in other nations for your refusal to enforce forgery laws. Yes. Fraud laws, ooch, kidnapping laws, hate crimes. Oh. Now, I went online, yes, and no one's removed the dissolution of marriage. Now, we talked about the United Nations marriage certificate. Oh. Now, we looked at how many in the FBI and Homeland Security had their marriage license issued from the United Nations. Now we're looking at the other nations of the world that are bound by these agreements. Yeah. How many of them have a United Nations marriage certificate? See, if it's not dissolvable in the United States, yes, and it's not dissolvable in the other nations of the world, yes, that means I have to go through the United Nations to get a dissolution of marriage. And as much as you wanted me to play along with your being idiots, yes, I won't do it. So that means what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to look at the reciprocity agreements of every nation of the world that has the jurisdiction to dissolve a United Nations marriage certificate. And if I find out that Canada can't do it, yes, Mexico, if I find out that Germany can't do it, France, ouch. If it is not possible to get a dissolution of marriage in England, yes, when your marriage certificate was issued from the United Nations, ouch, I'm gonna I'm gonna sue this nation, and then I'm gonna sue all the other nations that have knowledge of the United States refusing to enforce the Charter of the United Nations. Now, you can't participate in this idea, right? That you, if I'm not finding, yes, in other nations of the world the availability of dissolving the United Nations marriage certificate, you dumb fuckers.